have 30 seconds to kick off.
Okay. Real quick. Great, thank you. Okay. Okay. Lisa. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Please find your seats and prepare for this morning's service. This is great. Okay. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. My name is Deb Matherly, and I'm your service leader of the day. Our minister is the Reverend Stephen Robinson. Our services are streamed on YouTube and Zoom, but no matter how you choose to join us, you are always welcome. We encourage everyone to note the QR code in our order of service, which will take you to a link of our current and ongoing events, or you may pick up a paper copy in the foyer. We also provide weekly email updates every Thursday, and don't forget to check out our website at uucolumbia.org. We welcome families with children. Today, children and youth are invited to bring the toys and books found at the back of the social hall to their seats while they stay in service with their parents. For infants and children to age 5, we do provide childcare. We have nursery available, and we'd love to have more childcare volunteers. Paid positions are also available. To be a volunteer, please see Bethany Storlazzi, if she's here, or Jonathan White, but we can check. Now, a special announcement from our Leadership Development Committee. Nancy, please come forward. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good morning. The Leadership Development Committee asks you to consider this. What is the foundation for how a democracy works? Big question. How about this? Strong leaders that work together to achieve goals. Okay, that should work. Well, let's think about this too. What are some qualities of successful community leaders? I think I'm missing my first person. Abigail, are you here? Abigail. Okay, Abigail's going to stand up and say, integrity and courage. My person B is commitment. Yes, there it is. Thank you. And my person C, ability to care about others. All right. Wow. And the last person D, creative and flexible. Thank you all. So very spontaneous. Those were thought out. Whew. I say absolutely. Magnificent. Okay, so one of the charges for the Leadership Development Committee is to develop leaders. So we ask you this. What are the benefits for becoming a leader?
Grow people skills. Build your confidence.
Absolutely.
Learn planning and organizational skills.
Improve communication and time management skills.
Exactly. So they're all lined up in the front of the congregation. There we go. And then we're going to go on with D. Sorry, E. John. John.
E. Grow your personal and professional network. Grow your work experience.
And pat backside ears.
Boost your career options.
All right. Very well thought out. Yeah, you all write so fast and whatnot now. That's awesome. In fact, being in the room where it happens or making it happen, if any of that sounds appealing, please see David Bryan for signing up for a LDC 2-day course on leadership. We're trying to build that foundation moving towards the future. That'll take place January 21st and 28th after the services. There'll be more information in the expanded OOS, the Order of Service, and also in your weekly e-blast I'm sure you all read faithfully. And should you have any questions, feel free to see David, Matthew, myself, or Bonnie, who's not able to be with us today. Thank you so very much. Thank you, volunteers. And Deb, most certainly. So sorry, Deb was behind.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nancy and Leadership Development Committee. And now please silence all devices as we center ourselves for today's service and listen to the prelude.
I invite Chalice Voices forward to sing our musical prelude, A Light of Hope, A Song of Peace by Mark Burrows.
Thank you. That was fun. All right. Please stand and join me in the congregational covenant in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, thus do we covenant with one another. Please be seated. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion. Our community is based on deeds, not creeds. We are a covenantal religion, which means that we don't have to believe the same in order to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. We side with love, embracing and welcoming all people. Our board members and committee chairs welcome your questions and comments, and board members may be recognized by their green tags normally. Now we would like to recognize any guests and visitors who are here today, and Elisa is going to share the microphone around. So visitors, please wait for the microphone if you're willing to stand up and be recognized. And please share with us your name and where you're from. And if you have guests with you, please feel to introduce them. Elisa, you see anybody? Okay, there's somebody back there. Okay, we got a couple people.
Thank you. I hope you remember me. My name is Nina Benedetto. I am married to Dan King.
Okay.
We were here, I know, thank you, Joan. We were here, and Dan was the president, and from here, we went to the mountain, and Dan went into the ministry, and he just recently retired, and I'm here to help my sister for a few weeks because
Great.
she's having some medical issues, and it's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Elisa, there's somebody back there.
Hello, I'm Sylvia Elliser, and I live in Columbia, and I'm just visiting, and I came last Sunday, and I enjoyed it very much. So I think I've found a home.
Thank you. All right. Hi. And Elisa?
Sorry, you're welcome. Hi, this is Crystal Ham and Brandy Schneck. They're both really introverted and excited about me drawing attention to them. They both have gone through our CPE chaplaincy training program that we do at Prisma Health Hospital, and I've had the good pleasure to work with both of them, and I'm happy that they're visiting us this morning.
Thank you all. Thank you all. So, visitors, if you'd like to know more about UUCC, please fill out a visitor card found in the back of each chair and place it in the collection plate, and we'll email you about our upcoming events. All right, and just for note, the standing and greeting each other has been moved to the end of the service. Okay. Today's chalice lighter is Sylvia Brown. She's been attending here for a few months and joined our chalice voices this morning. So, Sylvia, thank you. Spirit of light and life, come unto us. Now our opening hymn is in your teal hymnal, number 1060, As We Sing of Hope and Joy.
I invite you to stand and join in singing as you're willing and able.
Good morning. Our opening words today come from a poet and educator who lives in San Antonio, Texas, born to a Palestinian father and mother from the United States. Her name is Naomi Shihab Nye. And the poem's a little bit lengthy, but it will provide our opening words for today. Wandering around the Albuquerque airport terminal, after learning my flight had been delayed for hours, I heard an announcement. If anyone in the vicinity of gate A4 understands any Arabic, please come to the gate immediately. Well, one pauses these days. Gate A4 was my gate, so I went there. An older woman in full traditional Palestinian embroidered dress, just like my grandma wore, was crumpled to the floor, wailing. "Help," said the flight agent. "Talk to her. What is her problem? We told her the flight was going to be late, and then she did this." I stooped down to put my arm around the woman and spoke haltingly. "Shu dawa, shu beduk, habiti. Stani shwe min fadlik, shubit sawi." The minute she heard any words she knew, however poorly used, she stopped crying. She thought the flight had been canceled entirely. She needed to be in El Paso for major medical treatment the next day. I said, "No, we're fine. You'll get there, just later. Who is picking you up? Let's call him." We called her son. I spoke with him in English. I told him I would stay with his mother till we got on the plane and ride next to her. She talked to him. Then we called her other sons just for the fun of it. Then we called my dad, and he and she spoke for a while in Arabic and found out, of course, that they had 10 shared friends. Then I thought, just for the heck of it, why not call some Palestinian poets I know and let them chat with her? All of this took 2 hours. She was laughing a lot by then, telling of her life, patting my knee, answering questions. She had pulled a sack of homemade mamoul cookies, little powder sugared crumbly mounds stuffed with dates and nuts from her bag, and was offering them to all the women at the gate. To my amazement, not a single woman declined one. It was like a sacrament. The traveler from Argentina, the mom from California, the lovely woman from Laredo, we were all covered with the same powdered sugar and smiling. There is no better cookie. And then the airline broke out free apple juice from huge coolers, and 2 little girls from our flight ran around serving it, and they were covered with powdered sugar too. And I noticed my new best friend, by now we were holding hands, had a plotted plant poking out of her bag, some medicinal thing with green furry leaves. Such an old country tradition, always carry a plant, always stay rooted to somewhere. And I looked around that gate of late and weary ones and I thought, this is the world I want to live in, the shared world. Not a single person in that gate, once the crying of confusion stopped, seemed apprehensive about any other person. They took the cookies. I wanted to hug all of those other women too. This can still happen anywhere. Not everything is lost. This time I invite our children to come down for our story for all ages. Good morning. Hi. Got a whole crew coming down. We will have plenty of room. Lucille, you want to help me with the book today? You don't want to? Oh, you do? All right. Can you hold it right here so everybody can see it? Artemis, want to do it? All right. All right, so we have a little book today that introduces a holiday that just began on Thursday evening. Does anybody know what it is? You can read the title. Hanukkah, that's right. So this is a book called The 8 Days of Hanukkah.
And like you light the candles on each of the days, and don't you like get like
That's
this
right.
thing, and then there's like a dreidel.
Well, we'll get to that. Let's, all right.
I used to think a dreidel was called a ladle.
I used to think the same thing, but last year I learned differently. I'm just kidding. All right, thank you. So this is a book that introduces you to all the nights and what you can do. There's a last line that says, it's Hanukkah tonight. So can you say that? It's Hanukkah tonight. All right, so when we get to that part, it says it on every page. You can help me. For 8 days and 8 nights, special candles we will light. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
All right, y'all can do better. Let's try that again. It's Hanukkah tonight. There we go. Awesome. Daddy lights the candles high with the shamash's flame. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
Very nice. Mommy makes the dreidels spin. Nun, Gimel, Hai, Shin. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
Absolutely. Grandma makes the latkes fry. She browns them till they're right. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
Very good. Uncle Sam holds my gift, a shiny coin so bright. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
Man, y'all have gotten good at this. Then we sing and tell the story of the Maccabees' glory. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
All right. When candles burn, we spin and jump and dance and turn. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
Very nice. Now all the colored candles blaze. We happy children stand and gaze. Do you know the reason why?
It's Hanukkah tonight.
Thank you. So look at that picture of all the beautiful candles. And those candles are symbols of... That's right. Exactly right. They are symbols of hope. So tell me something that you're hoping for. Anything.
I'm hoping.
The shamash, all right?
I'm hoping to get what I asked for Christmas.
I imagine that a lot of people out there join you with that.
I hope I get the first thing on my list.
The first thing on your list.
My Christmas list.
All right. Well, that's good to speak that out there. Anybody else? What are you hoping for?
I hope I can have a good day today.
All right. Hoping for a good day. Anybody else want to say what you're hoping for? Macaroni and cheese? All right. Very good. Well, I think just about all those hopes can happen. So remember, hopes are really important. So keep that in mind. Hanukkah started being celebrated on Thursday night. So there are 8 nights to really light candles and celebrate this hope. Thank you all for coming down, and thank you for holding the book for me. It's time for us now to light a different kind of candle, candles that we light in our service to bring our celebrations out front and center, and to also bring our concerns to share with each other. So if you would like to light a candle and share a joy or concern, please do that. Line up and share briefly, and then place your candle here.
Good morning. Next week is our children's pageant.
We have been working diligently and have a couple more rehearsals this week and our dress rehearsal on Saturday. I encourage you all to attend. Those at home, if you are willing and able to come see us in person and support our children, I highly encourage you to. It is an interactive event. You do get to participate as audience members, and we get to see all of our delightful young people as animals and shepherds and Mary and Jesus, and our new baby here will be featured as well. So please, please come out, bring friends. We encourage you to come, and there is an announcement in there that we are also collecting goods, donations, winter clothing. It is part of our program if you are able. And my son turns 15 tomorrow.
I had a candle and I was gonna say what she said.
You can say it again. Say your name.
I had a candle and I was gonna say what she said.
Mary.
Mary.
Hi, I'm Bethany.
Roxanne. Lucille. I'm Artemis.
And I'm Lydia.
And we are here because we have some delightful news that we want to share. There's something new that's really, really close to where you're sitting right now. You want to tell them?
The playground. It's new.
We would like to introduce it to the whole congregation, and after service, if you're interested, come down the RE wing. I know it's a little wet, so you could just peek out the window, but we want everybody to come and see the beautiful piece of equipment that is sitting out there for our young people to enjoy for years to come. So thank you for everybody who participating in making it happen.
It's also super fun.
Hello, I'm Joan Watterson, and this beautiful wrap that I'm wearing is a keffiyeh. It is the traditional Palestinian garb for both men and women. The men wrap it around their heads and put a big rope around it, and the women wear it like this. It's beautiful. After the service, if you all want to take a look at it, it was made in the last existing factory, keffiyeh factory. It's not in Gaza, it's on the west end, but I'm not sure if it's still standing. I don't know, things are really bad. So this is for the innocents.
The last candle that we light today is for those silent joys and concerns that we're holding close. Please join me in just a few seconds of silence and a few deep breaths to remember all that you've heard. Reminder as we prepare for our offering that our Share the Plate recipient this month is Homeless No More. So you can donate to that through either the website with our link or through using an offering envelope for that. I invite our ushers to come and receive our morning offering.
Our offertory music selection is Hope by Jason Robert Brown. To sing a song about hope. I'm not inspired much right now, but even so, I came out here to sing a song, so here I go. I guess I think that if I tinker long enough, one might appear. And look, it's here. One verse is done, the work's begun. I come to sing a song about hope. In spite of everything ridiculous and sad, though I'm beyond belief depressed, confused, and mad, well, I got dressed. I underestimated how much that would take. I didn't break until right now. I sing of hope and don't know how. So maybe I can substitute strength because I'm strong enough. I got through lots of things I didn't think I could, and so did you. I know that's true. And so I sing a song about hope, though I can't guarantee there's something real behind it. I have to try to show my son that I can find it. And so today, when life is crazy and impossible to bear, it must be there. Fear never wins. That's what I hope. See, I said hope. The work begins.
We receive our offering today, a symbol of our hope and our good work. I hope that you enjoyed the poetry of Naomi Shihab Nye. I had to read it about 5 or 6 times this morning so that I could not be teary-eyed by the time I knew I had to read a Hanukkah book for children right after that. So. It is pointing to something in us of hope today, recognizing that the winter is a time of waiting. The earth is moving toward solstice, which means the earth is moving toward darkness and cold. And hope is grounded in something that is external usually, that we're looking for something. Hope is something that we typically wait for and practice the discipline of waiting. And maybe this time of year, when I say the discipline of waiting, that means waiting in traffic or waiting in long lines at department stores. But we know that many of our holidays celebrate this time with a discipline of waiting. We learned about Hanukkah during the children's, the story for all ages. Hanukkah being a celebration of the hope of light during the Maccabean revolt and waiting for that Messiah to come, and waiting and waiting. Advent, that is featured on from the Christian tradition, is featured on our order of service, celebrates a child that was born, but also waiting then moves to the second coming of Jesus. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And as Marcus Borg says, those who are waiting on the second coming of Jesus are waiting for the killer God to appear in the sky and implement revenge and destruction. That doesn't sound so great. So what are we waiting for? We know in Islam, Muslims wait for a Messiah to come from the line of Muhammad. And so we wait. And our wait is grounded in something external, hoping for something to come. Most religions that are waiting on this external savior to come and destroy evil and bring some kind of redemption into the world. And as Imtiaz Mahmoud says, maybe our problem on this planet is that people are waiting for someone else to come and solve their problems rather than doing it themselves. It's so easy to dissolve into fear and hopelessness when we are surrounded by wars. We're surrounded by violence and insurmountable changing climate, division, hate, being a part of so many systems that seem corrupt and beyond repair. It can be exhausting to hold this belief that love can win and that love will win. The love that will overcome all hate and division and violence and suffering. And we balance that with the need to stay informed and to be practical of what's going on. But we need to be reminded that hope, like fear, begins in imagination. And hope, like fear, is a possible response to what we experience in the present as it relates to what we imagine about in the future. And hope ultimately is a choice to hope over fear and defeat, and even worse, ambivalence. A story that all Unitarian Universalists should know, so make sure that we know this after today. About 250 years ago, on the shores of what would become New Jersey, Thomas Potter, who was a farmer and what today we'd call a religious seeker, was spending a lot of time thinking about those questions around spirituality, the nature of life and hope, and what love would have to do for us in our world, which in his day was basically deciding whether or not there was actually a hell that existed, and then what determined whether you would end up there or not, the two things that really dominated most of my childhood and a portion of my adulthood up until last week. I'm just kidding, a little bit before that. But Potter, in trying to figure all of that out, stumbled upon the ideas and the philosophy and the spirituality of universalism, and a hopeful claim that a loving God would never do that kind of thing of sending people to an awful place, and that instead we would all be reconciled in love. And unfortunately for Potter the farmer, in 1770, when he lived in the U.S., there wasn't yet, or not even a U.S., and there definitely wasn't a Universalist church, and there weren't any Universalist ministers. And so Potter wanted to hear this message of hope and be a part of a community that embodied that message, but the community really did not exist. And then the story goes that one day Potter was working in his fields and he had a vision, and he heard a voice in his heart that said, if you build a chapel, a Universalist minister will come and bring a story of hope to all who come to hear. That sounds very Unitarian Universalist, right? So what did Potter do? He built a chapel right near his farmhouse, and he built it and he waited for a minister to come. Well, lo and behold, about the same time that he was building that chapel, there was a young minister named John Murray who was making his way across the Atlantic Ocean. And he was a one-time Methodist minister who had converted to Universalism, and of course, for that reason, was cast out as a heretic. and being cast out as a heretic and then experiencing loss. His wife and his child died. He decided to head over to the world and put ministry behind him and start over. Same thing I did a long time ago, and here I am. But as his boat got near the shore, trying to land in New York, the wind caught him and moved him up the coast to New Jersey, coincidentally, right near the fields of where Mr. Potter had built his chapel, waiting for a Universalist minister to land. Of course, looking for shelter, Murray went to the house of Potter, and before long, they discovered in conversation their connectedness around universalism, and Potter discovered Murray's background and ministry, which he didn't really disclose right away. They probably had that conversation. What do you do? I'm a farmer. What do you do? I'm a religious professional. What does that mean? I'm going into sales. That's what it means. So just imagine how excited Potter was. You're a farmer, you had a vision, you heard in your heart, build a chapel, a Universalist minister will come. There he shows up. But Murray said he is done. I'm just not going to do any more preaching, not going to do any more religious professional life. Life was not a blessing. And a matter of fact, the world is a terrible and broken place, and I didn't want to get lost anymore in the wilderness of spirituality. But Potter didn't give up, and so they decided to make a deal. And Murray's ship was still stuck. If it was still stuck on Sunday, that means the wind wouldn't change and they would be able to head to New York. Then Murray would have to preach in Potter's chapel. Well, I think Potter knew something about the wind, and fortunately for us, the wind didn't change. And so on that Sunday, September 30th, 1770, John Murray preached a sermon on universalism in Potter's chapel to Thomas Potter and to all his family and neighbors, the first known Universalist sermon on American soil. And today, of course, John Murray is considered the founder of Universalism in America. We're really grateful inheritors of Potter's decision to choose hope. He built a home for hope. He embodied it. And he literally built a house to kindle the flame of love and hope. So what are we waiting for? I hear the poem from Naomi Shihab Nye that says, "What are we waiting for? We have been called. There's someone who's hurting at gate 8-4. Look down at your ticket. You're at gate 8-4. You're a Unitarian Universalist attending here this morning that has said you are committed to love and bringing love and hope in the world. Your gate ticket says A4. It's time to go." I love in her poem that she simply says, we don't have to wait on it. This can still happen anywhere. Say that with me. This can still happen anywhere. We're sitting here in this building that for whatever reason it was built, you and I have dedicated it as a space called the UUCC. And it's a home to kindle the flames of hope and love, something that we symbolize in our chalice every Sunday, but we also realize as we light ourselves into this world around us. We dedicate ourselves to not wait on hope, but to embody it. Embody that hope and love in our world. Hope is not something that we wait for some external force to bring. We bring it ourselves. We believe that we can transform our world around us, and we believe that love will win in the end. And we believe, as we sit here in South Carolina, as Naomi Shihab Nye says, that this can still happen anywhere.
Our closing hymn is number 391, Voice Still and Small. invite you to stand as you're willing and able to join in singing. The songwriter for this hymn is John Corrado, and he asks that it be sung with his original words in line 2, in dark and rain. Sorrow and pain still will remain singing, in dark and rain. Let's sing it twice through.
Remain standing for our closing words. They come as the first stanza from a poem from Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all.
Please join in singing our congregational benediction.
I want to thank you all for being a part of this service. Please accept the invitation from the kids to at least walk down and look out the door and see them playing on the muddy playground. I imagine it's muddy at this point with all the rain that we've had. Thanks to everyone that had a part in that. I also invite you to stick around, those who are guests with us, and give us a chance, even if you're extremely introverted like Crystal and Brandy back there. That I will draw attention to again with their glaring looks at me. And even if you're not, stick around, give us a chance to get to know you and spend time with each other. Thank you all for being a part of this service.